Hey everybody, RockPaperMario here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Yellow, the Pikachu solo run. In the last part we took on and defeated the Saffron Gym, and in this time it's time to finally go to Diglett Cave, which we could have done like about 10 videos ago. And actually go and get back to Pallet Town, see how like our hometown is doing, and then like get on our way. No, I went like completely the wrong way. You can't get back that way. Like, as far as I know, you can't anyway. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. But as far as I know, you can't actually get from... Like, even if you have cut, you can't get from Cerulean City back through Mount Moon. It's like, why would you bother anyway? It's like, Mount Moon is so awkward to navigate compared to Diglett Cave. And as well, it's like more direct to go this way anyway, because you get straight back to Viridian City. Compared to landing in Pewter City and having to go all the way through Viridian Forest and everything. It's like, who has time for that? Diglett Cave is the way to go. And like and again, like, not having Fly isn't really making all too much of a difference, really, to be honest. Like, I mean, it's not like it's not like flying there. Like, I like flying to Pallet Town is probably like would take like what, 10 seconds. This is taking all of about like 1 minute. It's like it's just like not even hardly worth my time to no, I want to go like down the other way. There's the house where we'd get like Flash. I can't believe I actually completely forgot that. Like that. No, you don't need strength to move the tree. The way strength works in Pokemon Sun and Moon is really hilarious. Like, I'm not going to spoil it for people who are still playing it, because I know there are people watching who are just like playing through it now and have remained like relatively spoiler free or whatever. But like the way strength works in Pokemon Moon is just like, it's just hilarious the way it looks, and it's kind of cool. Like I'm not sure. Like I know it's. I'm not sure about like whether I like the way that the HMs work in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Like, if you guys know what I mean. Like, they don't have HMs. But I'm not sure I like the way it works because it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, it's kind of like I know what they were getting at. Like, what they wanted to do was kind of make it so like you didn't have to have HMs and your Pokemon weren't restricted to using moves to get through the game and things like that, which I think is like a good idea. But at the same time, well, here we are back in Pallet Town. We might as well visit Mom. She's probably still saying the same rubbish about what boys do on TV. Oh no. Oh no, she's going to like let me have a rest. Is that even in this game, or is that in Pokemon Silver? Where she's like, oh, all boys leave home someday, it said so on TV. I can't remember like which one that's in. Can you like groom my... Oh no, I don't need this town map garbage. I wanted you to groom my Pokemon just like you don't do in this game. That's in like Pokemon Gold and Silver that she does that. We might as well visit Imposter Professor Oak. I remember like for some reason Pokedex completion is 88 Pokemon seen, 3 Pokemon owned. And it'd be 1. Like, if I had my way, it'd only be 1. Like, that's the one thing, actually. Like, a solo run of Pokemon Sun and Moon would actually be way easier by virtue of the fact that you wouldn't need HM, like, Pokemon to know HMs or whatever. Like, that is one thing, I suppose. But at the same time, I'm not sure I really like it because it's kind of ridiculous. Like, basically the way it works, like, people know this already. What, you don't want to fight me? I'm gonna fight you. Because, like, I'm gonna be able to ream everyone in this route with, like... I'm gonna kick your ass up and down this coach. Like, for those of you, like, who don't know, but it was kind of advertised, so people should know at this stage, really. Like, you don't have HMs in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Basically, the way it works is that you get access to Pokemon that you can call upon. So in order to surf, you like, call upon a Lapras. And I'm pretty much sure I made that same stupid mistake in Pokemon Snap or Pokemon Silver or something before, calling it Laptop. but like basically to surf you like summon Lapras or whatever, and it's like a Pokemon you rented out or like you have access to or something, and it just appears out of nowhere. Like which as I say, it's nice that they're kind of driving at abolishing the whole HM thing, because there's nothing more annoying than having to have a Pokemon that knows Rock Smash, or like in Generation 3 it's obscene with like the water type moves, that you need a Pokemon that knows Dive, and one that knows Waterfall, and one that knows Surf, which is just kind of ridiculous, you know? So I like kind of getting away with that. I'm just not sure I'm 100% in agreement with the way that they actually have implemented it, because it just doesn't make sense, you know? I don't know. Like, I think it would have been... Like, I'm not sure what, but then that being said, I'm not sure what I would suggest instead of that, do you know? Like, I think, like, maybe... Like, I'm not sure what... yeah, as I say, I'm not sure what I'd implement instead of that. Like, there's no real way around it. Either you have, like, the Pokemon that know the moves, or you have the Pokemon that... Or you don't have Pokemon that know the moves, and you have to have like the alternative, like it's just like an item, because that's pretty much what it's like. It's pretty much like an item, like you call the Pokemon, you always have access to them, and they just do the thing or whatever. Like unless they implemented it so that like certain types of Pokemon were able to do certain things, so like no matter what, like yeah, that would be like one option, but then I'm not sure how cool that would be either. Like, Pokemon would be separated into certain categories, or would have, like, certain qualities, like, that they'd be able to do certain things, like let's say, Pikachu wouldn't be able to do any of those things except maybe Flash, you know, just by virtue of the fact that it's a Pokemon that could do that they could light up caves, you know, without having to have the move. Like, it wouldn't even be called the move, it's just like, oh, Pikachu can light up this area, or, like, so can, like, Voltorb, or like so can any of these Pokemon. So there'd be like multiple Pokemon that would have these like inherent abilities. Like let's say if you had like a Camerupt, they'd like inherently be able, like they're inherently strong, so they'd like automatically be able to move boulders no matter what. So like let's say like you'd have certain Pokemon that are just strong, that they're able to do that, like Camerupt, or like Nidoking, or Nidoqueen, or like Rhyhorn, or any of those Pokemon that would normally be able to learn Strength. I think that would be something that would be more natural and more normal and make more sense. That like there are, like every Pokemon has certain characteristics of things they're able to do. Like let's say if you have a Bellsprout, that would be automatically able to cut down trees just by virtue of the fact that it's a Bellsprout that can cut things without necessarily having to teach it anything, if you guys know what I mean. Then there'd be certain ones that would be able to do multiple ones. Like let's say if you had like a Blastoise, or if you had like a Wailmer, it'd probably be able to use like Surf and like be able to ride on the water, or move boulders and things like that. I know that would be like one alternative, because I just think that'd make more sense. Oh, here's this weird looking guy. He looks like an enemy from Streets of Rage, is what he looks like. See, Pikachu's just going to go through this route like a hot knife through butter, is what's going to happen. That's a song I haven't listened to in a long time. I remember like when is Hot Knife, that Fiona Apple song. Like I remember when I was in Germany, I didn't have any of my music with me. I only had like a couple of CDs. Like, in the CDs I had Heartthrob by Tegan and Sarah, which came out that year in 2013. I had the Idler Wheel by Fiona Apple. I had Tidal by Fiona Apple, and I had Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette. And they were pretty much like the only albums that I had, like those 4 albums. Oh, I had like Songs from the Deep Forest by Duke Special as well, but they were like the only albums that I had like over there, which had like which led to me only listening to those songs and only listening to those albums like over and over again for practically a year. So like which results in like any time I think of or like hear any of those songs, I'm automatically like transported back to then, because I just had nothing else to listen to, and that music just defined or framed that time in my life or whatever, which is just really fascinating how that happens. Like, it's kind of like, I remember, like, let's say the period of my life 2006 to 2009, like the latter years of my secondary school time, like that would definitely be defined by bands like the Shins and things like that, which I discovered at that time and which I got into. And with, like, I think that's kind of like the first time where you kind of start to really have taste in music, is when you get from like let's say 13, 14, 15 and up or whatever, is where you kind of start developing your own taste in music or whatever, and you just don't like songs that you hear on the radio, but you actually start to like artists. Because I remember that was like when I really got into The Cure, and I really got into, as I say, the Shins and things like that. And I finally got to see them live. They were at Electric Picnic this, like the last Electric Picnic 2016, and I finally got to see them live, and it was just as amazing as I'd ever thought, because like this is a band that I'd wanted to see, or that I'd been in love with for 10 years, and just finally getting to see them live and hear those brilliant songs that I'd been listening to for 10 years. And like, I was right up front as well, and there was this girl there who was like right up front next to me. And this is like something that happens at concerts or at like festivals or whatever, is that like, because like you're making the effort to go and see someone, like you're obviously interested in it, so you can pretty much assume that the other people you're there with have a shared interest or whatever. And like, this girl that was there as well, she was totally into it. Like, she was totally like, you could just tell she was in love with being there as well. So we just got to like, and the two of us were just there like singing at the top of our lungs, like singing along to the Shins, and we know, like, I knew all the words and she knew all the words, and it was just really, really strange, because it was like, for that hour or whatever, it's like we were best friends, that we'd known each other for so long, even though we'd only known each other for that period of an hour. Like, if you know what I mean, like, it's like for that hour, it was like we were best friends that had never met each other, just by virtue of the shared interest that we had, and just by virtue of the, like, through this intense enjoyment of that one thing that both of us really loved so much, which I just think is like really fascinating. Like, it's a fascinating thing that like you can like it's a fascinating thing that can happen, where even if you've never met someone before, if you both are into the same thing or share the same interest, then you can automatically or instantaneously forge a connection with that person, which is just so, like, it's cool. Like, it's like a really interesting experience. I don't know if any of you have ever like experienced anything like that before. I don't know why I'm using Thunderbolt on this thing, because if someone else has a cloister like that other guy had, I'm going to be in the shit. Tentacool, okay, I'm going to use Body Slam on you because your defense is bad compared to your special anyway. Sorry, I'm like sniffles there. I actually do have the box of tissues with me at the moment. But I don't really need them at the moment. I've kind of like got that all out of my system. And like, as well, I've taken my pill for the morning or whatever. Like, I find like at the moment I'm kind of at this stage where like I'm taking like obviously every 4 hours I'm taking these like Benylin pills, where there's like a morning one, a midday one, an afternoon one, an evening one or something. No, an evening one and a night one or whatever. And they like, each one has like different things in them, because they like help you like wake up or be active in the morning or get to sleep at night or whatever, as well as having paracetamol and other things in them. And I'm finding them like really good. But like, this morning I took like Solpadeine because I was just like, I need to be better, like I need to get better to go back to work or whatever. But they have like caffeine in them and codeine and ibuprofen and paracetamol. Like, they're like the 4 of them all in one. So they're like really after kind of giving me a kick now. But I know that like by hour 3.5, I'm going to really just need to. I'm going to really need to like, I'm just going to really come down. It's almost like coming down. Like, you're like, oh, I feel really awful and really sick all of a sudden, even though like just like an hour earlier you felt fine. But it's just like it's like the it's like the medication is like playing tricks on your body, making your body think that you can do more than it can actually do, if you know what I mean. But yeah. So yeah, like that's pretty much a video, isn't it? We're at 15 minutes or whatever. In the next part, I'm planning on getting Pokemon Mansion done in one part, because it's not actually that big if you know what you're doing. And then Cinnabar Gym, and then it's back to Viridian City. Like I don't know how, like the end of this game is going to come out of nowhere, because we're looking at about like maybe 5 more parts to get everything done, I'd wager. But yeah, it depends on how smoothly everything runs. So thanks a million for watching this part of Let's Play Pokemon Yellow, the solo run, and the Pikachu solo run. See you next time. Bye now.